All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go over some stuff for using layers, some different effects that you can use to create impactful images. And then I'll talk about the assignment in the next video. Got to restart my timer real fast. So start. All right. So first thing with this project, we're going to be making a movie poster in the next assignment. So I'm going to make this the right size. Remember, I say always try to work the size that you're going to be working or bigger than it, and then you can reduce down. So I set the resolution to 24 inches by 36 inches. Make sure you're in inches, not pixels. People get screwed up on that all the time. And then down here, I've set it to 300 pixels per inch. So I get what is basically the standard movie or just general poster size. This will fit like Walmart poster frames or anything that's set to what is considered a classic movie poster size. So the next thing I need to do is I need to bring in some images. So I've set some, and I'm recording in my Photoshop, so you might not see these other file things pop up. I'm just going to drag them in and drop them. A couple of pictures that I pulled. So I've got that picture, and then I'm going to come in here and pull this picture. Oh wait, I have to, now when I bring something in like this, I get this X on it. That means it's an object. I need to verify it. So I hit return, that accepts it. I get stuck with that all the time going, why isn't it working? All right, so there we go. All right, so I just pulled these two pictures. These are my, I guess you call them grandnieces and my daughter. So I'm gonna make a movie poster, and it's going to be, so I've got two different layers right now. The images came in on those. Now, typically what I like to do in any time that I'm working in these situations is I'll duplicate them, or I put that one in a group by mistake, undo. I'll duplicate them. So I've got copies of them. And then I will take the originals, I'll put them down here at the bottom, and I'll cut them off. That way, I can always fall back to them if I need to. I don't usually have to, but sometimes I do. So I'm gonna take this first picture. I'm gonna say edit. Oh wait. Edit, transform, scale, and then I'm going to increase. So I'll go turn, and it locks the size automatically. So boom, I got that. All right, so now I want to do some things. I mean, this is a pretty straightforward kind of picture, but let's say if I want to make this a movie poster. So I'm going to use a couple of tools we haven't used yet. One is going to be text. And so the T tool, if you see you have variations of the T tool. And so in this case, I'm going to say, so it's set pretty small. Now up here in the top is where my font and my information changes. So I can go up here, I can make it bigger. I can actually enter a number if what they give me isn't big enough. I can change the typeface. And I'm just looking for something, something that's got some pop, but something that looks kind of good for what she's doing, but not too much. All right. All right, I like that. That's just something I made up off the top of my head. All right, I need it to be bigger. So I'm going to take it 200. See how that looks. And so I've got these little boxes on the side that allows me to adjust. You always want to keep even if you don't make a conscious frame, you want to have a frame in mind as far as when you're visualizing the stuff. Now, if you want to make greater changes to type, you can go down here to, forget what they call it. Where is it? I call it character. Sorry, it took me a second. I kept thinking font. So I have things like kerning and stuff like that. So if I want to adjust the kerning of the selected type, which makes the type tighter, so I can keep adjusting it. Boom, so I get that. Sorry about that. So I want to make this. Now, when we're looking at something like this, you can always center your text if you've got it nice and balanced. Now, the problem with text over any graphic is readability. You lose some readability if you can't see it. So a lot of times in movie posters, you'll see something along the lines of a gradation or a transition. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a blank layer. I'm going to go to my gradient tool. Now, gradient will be under the bucket. And so you see up here, I've got nothing set to gradient. I need to set that to black and white. So now it goes from foreground color to background color. I can toggle these two, and it didn't like that. So I'm going to, and I've got it, now these are different radiuses, so I can go from here, stretch down. That wasn't what I wanted to do. And do gradient. I'm gonna start here. Now, basically 100% black will be wherever I start, and then it will gradiate out given the range. So that was 100% black. Now, what I can do here is I can change this layer to a multiply, and then I can come down and I can adjust the value of it a little bit. Now, if I don't like how it's working out, I can always come down, drag it down a little bit. I'm dragging the gradient down. And if I wanted to create another gradient layer to do something even similar, like another one, I could come over, grab my gradient tool, go here, like that. And remember, because they just keep adding to each other. When they're set to multiply, they just keep adding to each other. So now I come down here and, oops, I didn't mean to move that one. So I've got my text. Okay, so I'm gonna take these two and I'm gonna lock them so they quit jumping and moving on me. So let's say if I wanna go here, and this time I wanna go in here, I'm gonna reselect this type and I'm going to make it white. Actually kind of came out gray. Oh, it's because it's behind that. So I want to be above those if I don't want them affected by the gradient. So they need to be above that. So I'm going to bring this one back up. Oops, again, got them locked. Bring this one back up just a little bit. Now, let's say if I want to do something like a torn piece of paper or something like that. I can do that, and I'll show you that in just a second. I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to jump over to Safari, Facebook, Google Images. Now, when you Google Images, paper, torn edge, I could do it as a vector. I could do it as just a copy image. Now, anytime I use anything from Photoshop or in this case from Google or stuff like that, I always try to find the biggest image I can. I didn't really this time because I'm just winging this through. Edit. I'm suffering brain damage. Just want to edit, transform, scale. so with this one, what I'm going to do is I am actually going to I'm going to add to the selected area. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hide that. I'm going to go here. I'm going to make a masking layer. Now, the masking layer is this little this little white box with a clear circle in the middle. So I'm going to hit masking, and oops, I did it wrong. All right, so you kind of see what it's going to do, but I want to swap it out. So I'm going to go undo. I'm going to, since I selected that, I'm going to go select inverse, and so it selects the top half, and then I'm going to do mask. Boom. All right. So with that as a masking layer, now you'll see that it's created a separate layer, and there's a connection between the two. So if I wanted to, I could break the connection just by clicking on it. Now, whatever's got the little white box, you see it's got a little white box on it as I move it. Whatever one I've got is the one that's selected. So if I want to say move this down, oh, wrong tool. Okay, didn't want to do that. I was talking and not looking. I want to move this down a little bit. Go right there. And boom. All right. Well, oh, I created a problem up here. So I need to go on the masking layer. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to select, and I'm going to hit delete. Oh, or excuse me. Edit, fill with white. All right. It says on the masking layer, anything that is white shines through. Anything that is black is blocked. And then what happens is anything that is at a percentage of gray will allow the percentage of value to come through. Sorry, it took me a second. All right, I'm gonna hold right here, and then I will come right back with the second half.